Hello.
So,
hi.
Hi.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm good, thank
I'm
you.
good.
How's that?
I'm good.
Are you at home in Sweden?
Yes, I'm at home right now. Yes.
Wonderful. How's the weather?
It's fantastic. I've been just like since breakfast, I've just been outside in the sun. So it's really nice spring weather. I mean,
Oh,
kind of cold winds, but if you're like, you know, um, in the little, whatever, the
yeah,
wind doesn't touch you, then you're good.
a bit of shelter. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for chatting to us at the Rockpit here over in Perth. We're in Perth, Western Australia here. So yeah, we're just getting a bit of winter now. So I'm very jealous of your sunshine. There's so much to talk about. It's just been press release after press release with you girls, with the album, a brand new single and video, and of course the massive announcement. Congratulations for picking up, joining Whitesnake and the Scorpions.
Thank you. I mean, it's been a lot for us too, and we are just so excited and happy for everything that's happening. It's been a pretty bumpy ride these past few months. So I'm just happy that we could finally share the news, and yeah, obviously it's a dream come true to go on your first US tour, and it also being an arena tour. It's like mind-blowing.
And with two of the biggest rock acts sort of in the world.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's pretty overwhelming, but it's also so exciting, and we're really ready to do this and like prove ourselves in the rock world that we can take over after these older men are gone.
Fantastic. Look, I've listened to the album. I've been so lucky to listen to the album already. And now finally you've got a date, August the 19th, I believe, for Black and Gold. It is fantastic. And I loved Heatwave. I thought Heatwave was brilliant. This is another 10 notches even better.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, we all feel the same way, like that we continue to evolve and develop as songwriters, and we work with people that we really trust too. We work with two different songwriters. I mean, Sodden, our producer, we wrote 4 songs with him, but it's always been a group effort. And I feel like when you work that way, you not only get your more, your own sound. I mean, obviously we're very clearly inspired by the classic rock gods, whatever, but I feel like we've managed to mix it up in a way where it's Thundermother, and it's a modern take on all the classic good stuff that we all love. And I think we've done it even better on this album. But yeah, thank you. We're really excited to share it.
And you saying about the classic rock sounds, there's no better way than the latest single and video. There's such a great AC/DC sort of riff at the beginning of that track that here in Australia, the fans of AC/DC are just going to warm to that straight away. And the video is great fun as well, the cartoon video. We'll be sharing that tomorrow on the website. So yeah, pretty cool start to the first 2 singles.
Thank you. Yeah, we love those songs, and it's a new thing now where we're releasing 1 single every month. So it's a lot of new, interesting stuff for everyone for us to share with the world continuously. But yeah, these 2 songs are really fun. I'm excited to sing I Don't Know You live. It's going to be vocally a challenge. It's very high range. I had to I was on my maximum there, but it's still really fun. And yeah, I think the theme of that song is really funny. So yeah, I'm excited.
And the good thing is nowadays, a lot of bands release sort of 8 or 9 tracks to an album. We've got 12 to enjoy from this album. How many did you actually go into the studio with?
How many? I don't know if it was maybe, because the thing is we had a lot of songs before, but then we did the pre thing. I think we had decided at least 10 songs before we went in that we knew for sure we were going to do. And then we ended up choosing 2 extra ones while in the studio. And we had maybe 6 or 10 songs to choose. I don't really remember, but we were definitely in a situation that's pretty, we're lucky that we had so much good material to choose from. And then we had to have a vote. I mean, we're a democratic band, so we had to vote on it. Stratosphere and the song Borrowed Time, which is a ballad on the album, were added when we were in the studio.
Excellent. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, Heatwave was only 2020. So when this whole thing happened around the world that we will not discuss because everyone's had enough of talking about that horrible thing that happened, where was this album sitting? Had you already kind of started writing when everything went into kind of lockdown?
Not really. I mean, we released Heatwave in 2020, and then obviously everything happened, and we were like, we didn't feel like Heatwave got the attention it deserved. So we then did the Heatwave Deluxe version, which we did write the songs. I'm like, can I talk about it or no?
Yeah, of course.
We did write the songs in 2020. We added some songs, and then once that had been out for a year, we didn't know how the world was going to look, so we just started writing new songs and planning for the next album like we were in a normal world, you know, you know, we didn't really think too much about the pandemic per se. We just knew that we wanted to release another album, and we had material we started writing all last year. But yeah. Excellent. It was more like a normal process. It wasn't really affected by the pandemic.
Yeah, it seems to have timed it well. And of course, you've already played some live shows around Europe. I think you were in the UK recently as well.
Yeah.
You've got a few days off, and I see from dates, are you back out there in a couple of days playing in Europe?
Yeah, we're going on Tuesday. We're playing in Germany. We have 4 shows in Germany, and then we go back home for a few days, and then we go on a 2-week tour in Germany. And then festival season starts. I mean, I think we play our first festival on Friday.
Wow.
Which is going to be fun. And then we have, I mean, the whole summer is fully booked. We play Wacken, which I'm super excited about again. And yeah, due to the, you know, the US tour, we had to postpone or cancel some cool festivals that we really wanted to do too. But for obvious reasons, you can't pass up Scorpions or Whitesnake. I mean, you would, as a rocker, that would be ridiculous to pass up that opportunity.
Oh, exactly. Because these things, you just don't know when the chance would come again. You just never know.
Exactly. So we just, you know, we're not getting any younger, so we need to do this now.
Well, we've got reviewers over in the US, so we can't wait to get one of our reviewers to one of those shows and get some fantastic photos of you girls rocking out with some of these legends of the industry.
Nice. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Well, you just hinted that there's a single a month coming. We're looking forward to seeing what's next month, because the first 2 have been fantastic. But there's been a lineup change as well since the last album? I think you've had a lineup change, a new member.
Oh, you're talking about the bassist?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we've been quite unlucky when it comes to bassists.
Is that like the Spinal Tap of drummers?
It is, exactly. That I feel Spinal Tap is like always in our minds. Like wherever we go, it's very Spinal Tap everything. And I actually just started singing with gum in my mouth too, and it actually works. Yeah, we've been, you know, it's hard to, we haven't found the bassist. I mean, until now, she happens to be a guitar player that turned bassist in May last year. So yeah, it was like during the pandemic, it was just, I think that we've had the same issue with both the girls that started, like when me and Emily joined the band in 2017, we had Sarah with us then, and she, you know, with the workload, all the touring, the lifestyle, and them also being like 10 years older than us, they just had other things, you know, they prioritize differently, which I completely understand. Like,
yeah,
you want to be able to pay your rent. No, you want to be able to have like the security of a normal life, maybe meet a partner or blah, 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 whatever. So these things are definitely, I mean, the other ones, we have those things too, but we haven't really, we've made a bigger sacrifice because this is like the only thing that we can imagine ourselves doing. So it's just been like we've just had different approaches to this musician's lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
So me, Emily, the drummer, and Filippa, the founding mother, we've all really just, that was a match made in heaven. And then we've had, you know, rotation on the bassist. And last year when Mona joined, it was really just because we asked her, because she had, she's a friend of ours and she played with our drummer for 10 years ago in their band, and she was a guitar player. And Emily just asked her, it was such a long shot, like, could you see yourself playing the bass? And she was like, you know what, I could try it. And I mean, it was super easy for her, and she's so musical. So it's like, it's been a blessing to get such a great musician on board, because she does the backing vocals. Now we can do 3, you know, harmonies, 3-part harmonies, and all these things that really make everything just sound better. So it's and on top, she's a great person and wants the same things as us. I'm hoping that she's the last bass player we'll have and keep her forever.
It sounds like the chemistry is just fitted into place now with this lineup, and I think when you've got a tour like the Whitesnake Scorpions tour, that can only make it better for you girls.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I hope so. I really hope so. I mean, it's 2 months on the road, so it would either make us or break us.
Well, we hope it makes you, because we still want to get to see you down in Australia. We hope you'll come to see us.
Yeah, we would love to go.
Yeah, well, if you keep banging out songs with these classic riffs in, that Australia will welcome with open arms.
I hope so. I mean, I feel you've heard the album, so you know there's some more good, real AC/DC vibes on there.
There's a bit of everything, and you touched on the ballad. It's fantastic. And in fact, when we finish here, it's only 6:15 in the evening here. I'm going to crank it on again because I can listen to it, and the whole world can't yet. And that's one of the lucky things.
Yeah,
it's great.
You're part of a very exclusive group of people.
I know, and I'm honoured. I'm very honoured. So when did, taking you back to your early days, when you started singing, where did it all start for you? Because obviously Sweden is known for, we say ABBA and people like that. There's always been a very strong musical connection there, especially in the Euro industry. But where did it start for you?
Well, I mean, I don't really remember a time where music hasn't been a part of my life. As a kid, I really wanted to sing. I mean, I grew up with pop music. I was a huge Spice Girls fan. And I liked all that stuff that came out in the 90s, you know, and rock came a little bit later for me. But I grew up in a very musical home. My dad played drummer. He's a drummer, so he played drums. And my parents always played different records. They had a lot of like the, you know, Beatles and all kinds of stuff, a lot of Latin music. My parents are from Uruguay, so it's you know, it's a mixture of music that I've grown up with. But yeah, I mean, I started singing in a church choir quite young, and I just knew I loved it. And yeah, and then I guess sorry, I'm like lost in my train of thought here. But
you're going back in time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like thinking. No, but I mean, I've always listened to all kinds of music. And then once I graduated from high school, I kind of made a decision within myself that I had to pursue music. And then while doing that, I also moved to Los Angeles and went to Musicians Institute over there. And in that time frame, I was hanging out with a lot of sleaze rockers, and it was all about 80s rock. And so that's what was kind of how I started singing, you know, rock music, because initially I was like, oh, I sing everything, I love everything, blah, 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 you know, but I have a naturally raspy voice. So once I started school over there, I found teachers that could help me develop that side instead of like pushing it away and making me sing a way that I never felt comfortable doing. And I found that I could do Skid Row pretty well, like Sebastian Bach type vocals and Dio, and it was more like it was like a whole new world open for me. And it was just like, you know, holy shit, like I can actually relate to these singers. And I started like most people, you start mimicking them or singing their songs. And then I found my own voice. And once I started writing music, I've always listened a lot to R&B and like Motown music, you know, all that stuff. So that kind of influenced my songwriting too. It was very blues. Like a lot of people think that I'm like I've listened to blues. I don't know any really blues standards, to be completely honest. But when I write music, it's been very blues like tendencies and the like rock, you know, rhythm and blues. So yeah. I'm a mixture of everything, but I found my heart and love in like heavy metal rock music. I feel like that's where my voice really has evolved and I can do so much more with my voice, and I feel like limited in other genres. So I just love it. That was a very long explanation, sorry.
But no, long explanations are good, because it's interesting to hear that blues thing that comes in, because that can be the basis. Oh, sorry, we've got a visitor here. I do apologise.
No, hi.
That's my big white dog Wilson has just turned up.
Oh, cute.
He's come to join the interview. You all right there, mate?
Nice. Hi, Wilson. Hi, Wilson.
Yeah, it goes to show just that there's so many genres of rock music that the blues can influence and be the basis of. No matter how heavy it gets, you can.
I feel like any rock music that I like is groovy, and it comes from blues. So it's like, even if any metal that I like that's really like heavy, it's always very groovy. The drums, the beats, that's super important for me. That's why I haven't yet found any like symphonic metal that really clicks with me. I'm still open to it, because one day there might be a song that's gonna take me over. But right now it's hard for me to have to relate and click to music that I don't feel has any soul. And I mean soul regarding soul music and, you know, like that kind of heart. And I feel like, and
that's why I've really enjoyed this album, because it has got a really cool groove right through it. It's every song's got something for someone. It's not just a basic rock album or a basic blues rock. It's got a bit of everything, and it's fantastic. I can't wait for the world to hear it on August the 19th.
Yeah, hell yeah.
In fact, one of my favorite bands from the UK is Half of Your Name, Thunder. I'm a massive fan of Thunder, and they've got a very blues sort of base to their rock stuff, and it's just that classic sound which you captured on the album, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
I don't want to eat in too much of your Sunday, so I've just got a couple of fun questions to ask before I lose you.
Yeah.
Okay. We've done the serious stuff. That's boo. If I could take you to a restaurant and you could invite 3 musicians, dead or alive, to join us for a bit of dinner, who would you invite?
Prince, first of all. I'm a huge Prince fan. I have my Prince tattoo right there.
Well, I got to see him here 27 days before he passed away. He played here in Perth, and it was just called Prince and His Piano. And he just played on stage with the piano, and the whole auditorium basically became his drums and his rhythm section. Everyone clapped along, and he'd get everyone.
Oh my God, I'm getting like shivers. That's crazy. I'm jealous.
Only time I saw him live, and I turned up thinking, oh, it's just going to be him and the piano. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen. I'm absolutely speechless.
He was such a good performer. That's why I'm not saying that every song that he's done is great, because he's pumped out maybe too much, because he was so creative.
Yeah.
But I saw him live at the Forum, which we're going to be playing now. So I feel like that's like full circle. Wow. The Forum in Los Angeles. I saw him twice there, and I liked him before, but then when I saw him live, I was kind of mind blown, because it's not just great like songwriting, it's performance, musicianship, like everything. I wish I could be like him. So Prince for sure. It would be cool to have Janis Joplin there too.
Janice is on the table. She's in. We've got a chair.
Nice. That I would love to pick her brain, and a lot of my performance, I always have her in the back of my mind, because I feel like she really was able to, every word she sang with so much passion, and you know, feeling. And it was just, I really, that's something I aim to do. I'm probably not, I mean, obviously I'm not her, but one day maybe I can be just as good as her in just conveying a feeling and being so passionate in the moment. So I would love to have her there. And who else? This is a really good question. It would be a fun dinner party.
Oh, I'll pay the bill. That's fine. Don't worry about that.
It's gonna be crazy, you know. Who else?
Some people
Paul
get
Stanley would be cool.
Paul Stanley would be cool. I've not had him at the table before. That's a new one. No, I've had Janice.
I feel like that would be a cool mix. I listened to his last book, and I feel like he would be like, he's like my spirit animal, like how he is now, at least the way he seems as a person in his book. Then I've heard different stories from people, but I really like Kiss. I have a lot of respect for Kiss, and I don't know, it would be super interesting to talk to him.
Yeah, I can see your Kiss thing. Yeah.
And the poster right here.
Oh, cool.
my little office. I have the albums that albums.
Oh yeah. Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. What a great table. Now, would you want Paul with or without makeup at the dinner?
He could go without makeup.
Cool. He'll still look great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's another one for you. What was the last album you listened to?
Like full, like
the
whole thing.
And I know it's difficult because in today's world we get sucked into playlists and things like that, but you know, now and again it's nice to put a full album.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what, I also grew up like listening to the absolute albums, you know, so we were like the first generation that was just like, oh, I know that song. Yeah. But the last album that I actually checked out was the latest Ghost album.
Someone told me this last night, and they told me I had to listen to it, and I haven't yet.
You do. I mean, I really love it. I know it's very like divided. Some people just hate it. They don't understand it at all. But for me, it's amazing. I really enjoy that kind of music.
I need to listen to
everything.
It was quite easy. That question for me is quite easy because an hour ago I listened to your album last.
Keep listening to it.
I do.
Nice.
I will. I'm going to put it on again before I go to bed. I always save my easiest question till last. If you could be credited with writing any song ever written, what song would you choose?
Ooh. I mean, I have two in my mind that are always like, I don't think I'll ever stop listening to them.
Well, because you're my first ever Swedish person to interview, you can have both songs.
Thank you. I would say I would love to have written November Rain.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because that's a song that's, I don't know, it's just one of my all-time favorite ballads. I don't think that's ever going to change. And another ballad, Nothing Compares to You. I think the lyrics there are just so beautifully, it's so poetic, and it's just such a beautiful song.
Yeah, Prince absolutely nailed that. Prince nailed that song, didn't he? That was just fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely
really
fantastic. He's I was actually watching him again, and I always go back to this to watch him playing guitar. That clip of him playing My Guitar Gently Weeps live with that huge selection of stars on guitars, and he plays the solo, and every time I watch it, I'm just blown away as to how good he was.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting because he was such an like, if you listen to the records, it's very electronic and pop. But then when you saw him live, you could really see like, this is very rock and roll. Like, he's a great guitar player. He was wow. I love to watch the clips when he's just dancing around on stage, like doing all these crazy splits and moves.
Yeah. But
he has like little like heels. I'm like, I need to learn how to do that.
And he had one hell of a rock band behind him. His backing band was always superb.
Yeah, true.
Excellent.
Very true.
Well, listen, thank you so much for chatting to us. There's so many congratulations and good wishes, and that's for the new single and video, for the album in August, for the tour in Europe, and then for the fantastic tour in I think it's August, September, and October around the US. We wish you girls all the best. It's been fantastic to talk to you.
Thank you for having me. This was a really nice chat.
Well, I'm looking forward to
Great questions. I really like the questions.
Thank you. Well, we can't wait to see you down here in Australia, maybe early next year. Let's tee that up.
Hell yeah. Cross our fingers. Let's hope.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday.
You too. Bye.
Take care. Bye.